Hi, my name is Lee Reams. I am the founder and CEO of CountingWorks PRO, and I wanted to be the first to welcome you to our live demo. So consider this kind of a webinar meets demonstration video. It's quite long. We go through a lot of the different features of our product, but if you really wanted to get to know what CountingWorks PRO can do for you, this demo is going to communicate those values. First of all, we know that you guys are really busy. There's a huge shortage in the amount of accountants in our space right now. Some have indicated there's 350,000 too few accountants. So what does that mean to independent tax and accounting professionals? You're overworked. You're trying to get by with all these different pressures from your clients. You have all these new technology advancements. You have AI pressure and kind of the unknowns of where your practice is going. And what we're going to do in this demo is kind of break it down to make it really easy for you in one platform that can do most of the heavy lifting for you. So sit back, relax. We're going to go ahead and get started here. I have Patrick from my team and Abel, and we're just going to go through feature by feature and kind of talk through how CountingWorks PRO works. So the goal here is that we improve every client experience from end to end. And what we call it is the client journey cycle. So we come in and optimize each one of these touch points. So we have 5 here. So the first one is the discover phase. We make it easier for your prospects and, more importantly, referrals to discover you, to engage with your brand online, to read 5-star reviews, to see the expertise that you provide and the pain points that you're solving. Number 2 is with these tools, we help you convert these referrals and or prospects you have found online to become paying clients. At that point, we help through the engagement process. We have all sorts of different automations that can help you save hours per client onboarding with digital intake forms, engagement letters, to-do lists, Canva boards, all sorts of things. And once you have a successful engagement, it's all about client advocacy. So how do we get our clients to be loyal to you, to refer others to you, and come to you as a client for life? So that's the basics for the client journey. I'm going to jump right into the live demo. I want to go through a little bit of what the CountingWorks PRO platform looks like. This is our dashboard. The first screen you hit is called the dashboard, and this is where you'll have any pending task. This is a demo account, so I don't have a lot of live information, but it will show you your inbox. It will show you documents to review, any tasks you have, your review scores, how many newsletters you've sent, things like that. On the left side, you'll see websites is the next one. We do allow the ability to manage multiple websites. So depending on the package, you can have multiple websites or even landing pages. The landing page could be kind of a niche site. It could be a white paper. So there's a lot of different ways to go with that. We're one of the few systems and platforms that allows that. And the way it would work is thinking that you have kind of your general website, and then let's say you're going after restaurants, you're going after dentists, expat taxes, IRS tax problems, things like that. We can create very targeted niche related. So the images, the copy, all that directly for those niches. The next one you'll see is our AI Copilot tool. This is where we have trained our version of AI basically on our knowledge base, which includes thousands and thousands of articles that we've written, all of the continuing education courses, IRS pubs, IRS code, state code, you name it. We do this in real time. So basically we're training our model daily. A big difference between what you will find in traditional kind of generic chatbots versus ours. So it makes our tool very, very efficient, and it's built in throughout the platform. So there's a lot of different ways to use the power of AI to save you time. And then you'll see 3 sections here. We have managed clients, communication, and then a marketing section. So within each one, managed clients is what it sounds like. It's our CRM, and this is where you can set up different automations. You can send out proposals to get paid. You can do intake forms, engagements, e-signs, you name it. We have that built into our platform. Under communication, this is going to be some of your marketing on autopilot. So where's our blog feeds, our newsletters, things like that. And then a marketing tab is where we'll have our outbound campaigns, review management, social media, and then your ability to manage your leads. So as we jump in here, I like to start out with growing your practice first. So we're going to talk about all the features that are built into the CountingWorks PRO platform for growing your practice. And I like to start with upsell campaigns, because when you become a subscriber with us, the fastest way to get an ROI on your investment is to upsell current clients from a tax prep client that might be paying $500 a year with you to someone who's paying $1,500 a quarter for tax planning, or an hourly bookkeeping client who's maybe driving a few $100s in revenue, and make this into something that is in the thousands per month type of thing, right? So Patrick, if you could, I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing. And if you could kind of take over and show us how a upsell campaign would work.
No, thank you, Lee. My name is Patrick. I'm the Director of Customer Success here at CountingWorks. That means you'll meet me once you sign up and, go through a meeting and get to know your business, and go through the marketing side of things, your SEO, your keywords, if you have any niches, and then being able to grow your business is what we're talking about right now. So I think that our campaigns are a great way to do so. Like Lee mentioned, we do have campaigns, particularly one that I like a lot, and our customers like for bookkeeping customers, is being able to get these people to go from hundreds of dollars in value to you to thousands of dollars in value to you, as you're able to upgrade the service and do like some virtual CFO work, and we have campaigns for that. So we open up one of these campaigns, and you set the date, time, and what's beautiful is these are drip campaigns. So meaning you could send these out, you can change the days, and multiple emails are going to go out to your customers. It's a set it and forget it tool, which is great. And it's all customizable. So if you want to add a little of your own flavor to any of the text or the images, you can come in here and swap all these out. But again, we have a lot of campaigns to choose from, but growing your business is something we really think is important here. And this is a great campaign to do so.
Yeah, and it runs into, again, getting the money back very quickly. The other unique thing that we have and what we do in our platform, if Patrick, you can stop sharing, is our Marketing Concierge platform. And what's great about Marketing Concierge is it is what it sounds like. We are basically your ad agency in a software product, right? We will work with you in the beginning, kind of onboarding you. We're going to ask you different questions. What is your ideal client? What are you trying to do? How are you trying to attract clients? What are your goals? Do you want to grow? Do you want to maintain your current existing client base, et cetera? And then we'll help you develop a game plan and a branding plan around that. So what copy do we need to set up? What kind of imagery should we use? What kind of color schemes should we use when we're developing your branding across your website and landing pages? So these are things that our Marketing Concierge does. We have incredible results. I have a few case studies here real quick. I'll just jump into bookkeeper.com is one of our clients. This is old now. I think they're in the couple thousand leads. This is from when we did this case study. But more importantly, we have lots of clients with 200 plus index terms, and that is really where you're going to see a lot of different inbound traffics. In this, before we did this case study, we took them from with 56,000 new site visitors and over 165,000 page views. So it's incredible what the platform can do for you. And then what we do is we're a little bit different than other vendors where, you just have your website or you just have your CRM. We're really going to go through all the elements that are part of the Google algorithm. And this is just coming to, how can we make you rank high, right? Beat your competitors. Two, how now when people land on your site, do we get them to convert to you? And that's what our Marketing Concierge will work on. And then what are the other variables that are feeding the Google algorithm? What makes people that are referred to you by other clients convert to become a client? So those are things that we're going to get into now. And one of the biggest ones that Abel's going to show is the review process. So understanding why reviews are so important. One, they're a signal. It's about 10% or so of the algorithm. So when Google is comparing, let's say, bookkeeper.com to other vendors, they're going to look, what does their review profile look like? If it's good, if they have a lot of 5-star reviews, Google will feel confident in showcasing them on the search results, right? And higher up on the search results. So Abel, if you could kind of talk a little bit now about reviews and how our platform works.
All right, so I have the reviews tab open here, and basically you can see that we've connected this account to our TaxBuzz online directory, but we can connect our software to both Google, TaxBuzz, and our CountingWorks directories. And you'll see it pulls in reviews. You can reply to them. You'll see you can send out review requests here just by clicking Quick Request and selecting the client or client list you want to send the email to requesting a review. And I'll show you what those look like here. If you'll look at the review request that I've sent to this account, and you'll see it has the an image here. It lets the reviewer know why reviews are important, and it gives them a link that they can click on to immediately bring them to the place that you want them to leave the review. And once you have reviews, I'm going to show you a customer here, and they have about 15 or 20 or so reviews, but we have other customers with hundreds of reviews. But let's just take a look at Murray Roberts. You'll see they've got 17 reviews, 5-star reviews. And like Lee mentioned, this is really going to help influence somebody to want to contact you to engage your services. So let's go ahead and close that down. And you'll see there's other requests in here. You can see the review requests that have gone out. You can set these settings. This is where you would integrate the reviews portion of the Google or TaxBuzz to your account.
Yeah, and what we like to do is we like to control and own the Google business profile and TaxBuzz because TaxBuzz is one of our properties, so it's much easier for us to load up the reviews there. But Google will give a lot of weight to the Google profile reviews. So we like to build both those up. And then the ideal thing is when someone Googles your name, your website's going to be number one, and then you're going to have your Google account, your TaxBuzz account, your LinkedIn accounts showing with a lot of nice positive 5-star reviews, which really is going to help you. So one of the next things we talk about in the marketing concierge side and kind of things that help you grow is going to be inbound links and thought leadership. So Google is all about, in the financial industry, which tax and accounting firms are, your what's called an EAT score. So basically it's kind of your expertise and trust and your authority. So basically, how do you create a higher EAT score when you're trying to build your brand? And the way you do that is through guest blogging. We have some different PR opportunities that we provide clients, but one of the most effective ways we have found is writing blog articles on our TaxBuzz marketplace. One, we use this to train our AI model, which is helpful. So if you wanted to become an expert in a certain vertical or niche, you could be referenced as the expert in our AI tool, which could bring some additional business. But more importantly, we have millions of visitors to TaxBuzz. We are a high domain authority site in the tax and accounting space. So getting an inbound link from us to your website is going to really help your inbound linking score. So we don't believe in buying link farms or buying links. We have found that to be a negative thing. So we try to use kind of some high quality links to do that for you. So this is, again, another part of the variables. Inbound links, a big deal on the algorithm. Another way CountingWorks PRO and our platform provides you kind of a layup to become a thought leader. So we have a lot of people that are coming in and blogging for us. I'll just click on, there's a bunch of different people, but this is all part of the subscription specifically for the VIP level clients. So definitely something that you want to look at. Which is next is going to lead me to two more parts: is social media and growing, and then how do you retain clients and get more referrals. So I'm going to let Abel go ahead and take over now and talk about social media. One stat that we have found that clients that have the social media auto posting turn on. So again, this is another marketing as kind of autopilot. Get 10% more traffic than those that do not. So it's a big boost. 10% is a lot, and it also makes you more referable. So if you do not have a social media presence, then, and someone tries to refer you inside of like Facebook, for example, it's going to affect, you don't have any posts, you don't have any reviews. It's going to make you less referable. So Abel, go ahead and take over and talk about social if you could.
Sure. So we've made it really simple for you to connect your social media accounts to the platform. Basically, you go here to integrations, click on new integration. You can select, we post to your Google business profile. We post to your Facebook business page. We'll post to your LinkedIn profile or your LinkedIn company page or both. We can also post to your Twitter or X profile. So once we connect the account, we set up the posting frequency and the categories of posts. So you have the ability to control which types of posts you want to get to your profile. So you can have posts from tax, you can have posts related to bookkeeping or accounting, personal finance. So you can select and kind of focus on the particular types of posts you want to receive. And you'll see here, here's an example of a Facebook page who has the social connected. And you'll see here that there, we post quite frequently. There's one post 2 days ago, a day ago, 22 hours ago, 3 days ago. So you'll see that there's plenty of posts here. And you'll see all the video content we post also. So if you click on the video section of her Facebook page, you'll see all the different videos that we post to the Facebook profile. So we really keep your social media profiles full of fresh new content. And if you want, you can also post to these social profiles from within the platform here.
So basically, what you can do, it's kind of like a Hootsuite where you can post custom posts as well. So it can be integrated whether you want to do it on autopilot like Abel is showing, and then he's also kind of giving you the concept where you can determine what type of content you want to post. You want certain content on, let's say you only deal with business clients, you can turn those on and off. So there's a lot of real big, powerful tools here. Instead of having, it's one platform that does it all versus having 9 or 10 different applications. So I think it's great. So this kind of leads me into the client retention side. I consider this one of our most powerful tools, and that's our newsletter tool. We are unique in the fact that we allow you to have multiple, just like multiple websites and landing pages, we are unique in that you can have multiple targeted newsletters. So you might have an individual newsletter, a high net worth. You might have a newsletter for dentists. You can control whether you want it to be autopilot, meaning let it just roll with our content, or if you want to go in there and customize and add your own. So it's a very powerful tool. We have found that the newsletters generate the most referrals and the most additional off-season activity. So 100%, the first thing you want to do is get your newsletter loaded and live, get that database in there, make sure all of your audience, the people that have opted in, are receiving your newsletter. So Abel, if you could real quick, kind of just show an overview of the newsletter.
Sure, I have the newsletter tab already up here. You'll see that this account has 2 newsletters set up. So basically, the way I've seen people set this up is if they have a business customer list, they'll set up a newsletter specifically with targeted to their business customers with articles related to business. And if they have and then they'll also have, for example, another email list set up targeted towards their retirees. Retiree issues obviously have very different, tax concerns than business customers. So that, they'll have a newsletter targeted to their retirees with articles related to, retirement tax. So you can set that up here. So you can set up more than, one newsletter. You can set up 2, 3 newsletters if you wanted to, as many as you need to. Then there's also the individual part of the newsletter section. And just to go back here real quick, so the newsletter will release every month like clockwork on the first business day of the month. We load the newsletter into the account 5 business days before it releases to give you time to go in there to make changes. And like Lee mentioned, if you want to write your own article, you want to add it to the newsletter, you can do that. We give you the control to do that. And then if you want to, create your own individual newsletter, this is basically a one-off email. So you would just click create, set up your copy, send this out to your customer, and they'll get that. You can send it. You can communicate to hundreds or thousands of people at once through email. And just to show you what the newsletter looks like, I'll go over here to the July newsletter that went out, and we'll just preview this real quick here. So it's going to be branded with your logo coming from your domain. It's going to have a message here that's customized. You can customize. It'll have a link to your website, lots of bright, colorful imagery. When your customers click on read more, it'll bring them right to your website to bring you traffic that search engines can track and that they use to help rank your website when they're ranking websites in your local area. So it's a great way to stay in contact with your customers year round without having to do anything. Basically, you set it up and it pays dividends month after month for you.
Yeah, we've said this before, if the amount of copyright, we do 15 to 20 articles per month. We cover every topic you can think of. But the cost of doing this on your own from a technical support side, review side, images, copywriting, proofing, it's like $30,000+ a year easy, even if you just had an on-demand person. So it's a huge element of what we do. And all of this content is, as Abel just showed, is posted on your blog as well. We find 50% of your traffic is coming to your blog article content. So then that's kind of from the newsletter. So that's kind of how that generates. But it's an awesome tool and definitely one of the first things I like people to set up. So I'm going to kind of pivot a little bit from the growth side of things to the streamline your practice operations. And traditionally, people will call this CRM items, customer relationship management, right? So way we look at it is how can we help our pros digitize current tasks that they might be doing, the old way, paper or manual tasks. So what does that mean? First of all, we start with the ability to communicate securely with your clients through the Client Hub. This is going to be kind of where all your database items are, where my contact information is, and then that will lead to all the different tools and capabilities. So online appointment setting, to-do lists, e-sign, sending proposals, having a portal set up for the client to log in and see the progress of what they're doing, engagement letters, intake forms, Kanban boards, and then even the ability to create workflows where you could sequence, I want to send a proposal. Once the proposal is signed off and someone pays me, then kick off my e-sign engagement letter. That once that's done, I want to then send an intake form. And then you could even personalize it per workflow. So meaning individual tax prep clients receive this proposal, engagement letter, and intake form versus business clients. So we're going to go through that now in the streamline side. Abel's going to talk about the CRM side. So his screen now, he's starting to show kind of a general idea of how this will operate.
Right. So here within the Client Hub tab, you'll be able to use features like you'll be able to see your customer list. You'll be able to go into a client's profile. And this is where you're going to be able to do different tasks related to this customer. So you'll be able to chat with them. You'll see here there's a list of documents I've shared and messages I sent to this customer. This is one of the places where we've integrated AI into the system. You'll see by clicking on this little AI icon here, you'll see a pop-up where you'll be able to rewrite a message or craft a new message to your customer. So if I want to craft a new message, I can ask it, I can give it a tone. I can ask it to communicate, explain an LLC to a customer. Additional details. If I want to give it additional details, I could just say, keep the message under 100 words. And click craft message. And it's going to basically load a message explaining to my customer what an LLC is. You'll see how quick and easily creates and writes a beautiful message to your customer. You can click use answer after proofing it, and it'll load that right into the message. And just click send, and there it is. So your customer is going to get an email now. It's going to let them know that there's a message, a secure message waiting for them inside of their Client Hub account. The message is going to, they basically click on a button in the secure email, brings them to log into their Client Hub, and then they can see the message here. They can reply to the message. And let me just pull up the way it looks from the client side. Let's go here, Client Hub. And this is what it looks like from the client side. Here, they can reply to your message. They can attach a file to the message. And then, once they do that, you get notified by, I believe, email or text, and you can log in and respond to them. Here under this section is where you'll be able to manage documents and folders that you shared with your customer. You can create a file structure here with subfolders. You can add subfolders to your subfolders if you like to organize your files and your other documents with your customer. Here under workflow, you'll see these other tasks you can complete here with your customer. I mean, there's multiple ways you can use this portion of the system here.
And what's nice too is we have so if you have a client upload and let's say it's an image or a PDF and you just wanted a summary of what's in that document, we've actually built in AI to summarize a document directly. So Abel's showing, you just click, and again, this is the way we've integrated a lot of the AI tools directly into the platform. This might take a little bit longer just to read the PDF, but it's now a way that you can extract data, and it will help you organize things as well as you go. So it's a pretty powerful tool. So Abel, let's go through now and start talking about, now it's showing you what that document was as an engagement agreement, et cetera. But let's now get into some of I want to show one thing real quick before you move on to the appointments. So on the left side below where it says demonstration client 1, there's all these different tools you can do. So you can track your time here. You can add notes. Actually, if you can scroll back up and show the quick tools. So I could add then a task. I could do to-do lists. I can create Kanban boards directly from this. So to a client. So let's say I am charging hourly and I wanted to track, you don't need to show this, but we have it set up that you could then track your time and then invoice it directly through the system. So pretty powerful stuff is the CRM side. Again, what I want to show is you don't need 10, 12 different, applications and trying to tie them all together with Zapier, and then they break and then they don't work together and you're training on each application. CountingWorks Pro system is all integrated into digitizing all of these different workflows. So let's show real quick kind of if someone was using the online appointment scheduling tool, how easy it is for someone to schedule with you from your website.
Sure. So basically, your customer would come here to the appointment section. They would choose what type of appointment they would like to make. Click on consultation. They would click you would have your photo here with your name, and they would select what type of appointment they want: video, in person, call. So we'll just put video chat. We'll select the date and time. So I'm going to choose Tuesday the 23rd at 8:45 and click confirm. Here's where they just enter their information and click schedule an appointment. This portion, so we've integrated, the appointment scheduler works in tandem with either a Google or Microsoft Office calendar. So if you have a Gmail calendar, a Microsoft 365 calendar, you can use this tool. Just about everybody I know has one of those two types of calendars. So it works, it makes it really easy.
Which I think is awesome. Thank you for that. So let's get into now some of the kind of what I'm going to call the workflow things. So working with clients right now, your time is limited. There's obviously a huge staffing void right now. I believe the last stat I saw is there's 350,000 less accountants and tax pros that we need. So the question is, how can you now save time servicing each client? How can you use technology to make you more efficient, chasing documents, whatever it is? So one of the tools we have, and this is something that it gets into staff collaboration and more like to-do lists. So you can create to-do lists both for your internal team and your clients. And a to-do list could be, a new client, bookkeeping client has a to-do list. These are the items I want them to do. And or if a client is in an engagement, that to-do list could be assigned to a specific task staff member. So Abel, if you could show that real quick on kind of what a to-do looks like.
Sure. So if you wanted to create a new list, you would come in here, you would give it a name. We're just going to call it demonstration to-do list. And then here you can set up your to-do. So here's what Lee was mentioning. You can name your to-do. You can assign it to a tax pro. You can have it public so anyone can see it, or only available to your team members. Give it a description and you click save. It's pretty. So I've already got a couple of different types of to-do lists. So here's one I have set up for tax new onboarding and engaging new tax preparation customers. You can review the details of this list here. You click their personal information, their income documents, their business income, all the different types of income, deductions and credits, miscellaneous items. Same for bookkeeping customers. So if you focus on bookkeeping, you can do the same type of thing here. So here we go. You get the business information, the legal and tax information, financial statements, bank accounts, invoices, purchase records, all these different types of things that you'll need to do their bookkeeping. And then once this is set up, you can easily come into their account. So here I'm going to assign this to this client here. We're going to go to my demonstration client, and we're going to go here to to-dos. So I want to send this customer a list of to-dos. So I'm going to go ahead and choose my template that I set up. I'm going to go ahead and select it from here. And so I'm going to send this to-do list here and click add. So what happens now is my customer is going to be notified they're pure, until they complete these tasks, they're going to keep getting notified until they check them off on their end. And what it looks like on their end is, if I'm going to go back to the client view here, find that. So here's the to-dos I just assigned to this customer. They'll have to come in here to check them off. So they can just check the boxes here. That one's done. That one's done. And it's going to save you a lot of time with having to physically have to email and call these folks to get you this information, because the system's going to keep notifying them until they complete these tasks. So it's a big time saver.
Yeah, I love it, Abel, and perfect demonstration of that. So let's pivot a little bit more to some more productivity tools. We have basically created our version of DocuSign, HelloSign, whatever tools you're using, and we've built in our own e-sign tool. So you can do everything from 8879s to contracts to engagement letters to any type of custom document you want. So we have that built into the platform. We also offer the ability to KBA it. So there's, I guess, a little more power in it. But Abel, if you could show the e-sign tool now, that'd be great.
Okay, let's take a look at e-sign. So we're going to go back to our customer here. So I've already set up a 8879. It's pretty easy to do. You come in here to forms, you set up your document under e-sign, and you can click create document to upload your own document, your PDF to send out, or whatever type of document you want to upload. You can upload it here to be signed, or you can use these templates here. But if you already have your own engagement letter or your document you want to sign, like I said, you can just hit this button here, upload it, and I'll show you what that looks like here. Let's go ahead and view this one here. So I've uploaded this 8879. I've placed the signature and date here, and I'll show you how to do that here. We'll just go ahead and load one into the system here. So it works with drag and with like a drag and drop interface. So we can just drag these boxes from the left side of the screen, place them on the document where we want them to go. And once we set that up, we give it a name and we save it. After we've saved it, we can send it to our customers. We can basically click on request signature. We can choose the customer we want to send this to. And we can so this comes with KBA verification. So, the IRS wants us to complete this on every engagement. So basically all you need to do is input your the customer's phone number here. And when you request the signature, your customer is going to get a text alerting them that there's a code they need to use in order to sign this document. So we're going to go ahead and turn this off for now for purposes of the demonstration and click request signature. And that's gone out. So once that goes into your customers or sent to your customer, they basically come in here. They're going to see the 8879 in their inbox. So here's the to-dos I assigned. Here's the so you can kind of take a look at the way these notifications look. They're all branded as coming from your domain, your email address. So you're building your brand. It's going to have your logo here, and there's buttons that your customers can use to sign the documents. So this will bring us into the client hub. We want to sign the document. So here's the e-sign request. You see that, how quickly these come through. And to sign the document, all we need to do is click here. It's going to bring us to this screen. And they click on the box. They can either draw their signature in here and save it, or if they want it to look nice, they can also just select how they want it to, which
yeah, I like your originality. I like your scribble. So that's a good signature for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is great. Obviously, another application that you do not need to have separately, and more importantly, the CRM aspects. All these documents are in one place, right? So all your e-signs, all the chats, all of the documents that they've uploaded, all your communication. That's the beauty of it. And I think it's you're starting to see some of the value here. So let's go into, we're going to get Patrick back in here. We're going to start talking about some proposals. And I'm going to have Patrick show his screen, which we can see now. And the proposal side is just like what it is. So if you wanted to create a proposal to a client, let's say you wanted a restaurant that was startup services and you had some sort of package and you wanted to send that out, it would include, we integrate with Stripe payments at this point, and it would include a payment opportunity. So you could customize that proposal. You could use our AI tools to write it. So it could be as customized to that particular industry and that particular client, or you can use some of our templates. But Patrick, if you could show the payment side and the proposal side real quick, that'd be great.
Yeah, absolutely. So once you're logged in here, it's a great way to get paid. That's we make these tools very simple to use too. Like Lee was saying, you can create an invoice, you can send a direct payment link, you create your own payment or paid services. So you put in the services, put in the dollar amount that you would like to charge, the billing monthly, one time. You can customize that. Once you have your Stripe account connected, you can go ahead and create a custom invoice to send out right away, select your customer, go for a paid service. So one of our mini, we have a bunch preloaded, obviously, but you can grab one, add it, and then hit send. You can continue to add another service too, so you can keep adding services if you need it, and then send that off to your customer for billing. But we make it all very simple to use. And then going into proposals, we have several here that are already preloaded that you can use, and they're just as simple as coming in and having everything ready to go. You can come in and customize it and send it off to your customer for payment. But yes, all this is all housed in and set up for your customers to receive those.
Yeah, which is great. And then if you go back in there real quick, Patrick, there is the AI integration. So you'll see so anywhere you see that this is where you could personalize content. So even if we have it set up as a template, you can utilize the AI Copilot tools to go ahead, and you don't need to do anything more than I just wanted to show that anytime you see that icon, that's where we have the AI integrated into the tool. So that is awesome. So I sent out a proposal. To me, the next thing, every client should have an engagement letter. Just like proposals, we have trained our system how to write engagement letters. You can use eSign or use the templates we've created. But it is literally just one click to send out an engagement letter. The way I would do it is I would have multiple engagement letters, one for IRS tax problems versus accounting clients versus tax prep. But it all can be managed directly through here with e-signatures. So Patrick, if you can kind of just do a real quick overview there.
Yeah, and this works a lot in the same way of uploading a custom document. You can drag and drop your own document in there if you'd like. You can create a document from scratch. Or you can use one of our engagement letters, just like we did with, going in with the proposals. You can come in and customize it. You can go into managing your fields and dragging and dropping the signatures in here. But like Lee mentioned, this is also another feature that you can use, with our AI. You can come over to the AI Copilot and have it write that engagement letter out for you and copy and paste into your engagement letter and hit send.
Which is great. So now the next thing I would do, and we're going to talk about how we tie all this together in automations, is an intake form. So an intake form, we can do full-on questionnaires. Sometimes they're a little bit too much for people. They like the traditional PDF or printed versions. But you could do a full-on long-form questionnaire here, or have a real quick, let's say 10-question like intake form. And the reason I love intake forms is you can get a lot of information about a client that can help feed our AI to do proactive suggestions. We'll talk about that a little bit here as we go. But more importantly, think about it. If you can get all this information ahead of time before you're doing a live interview, for example, let's say it's a new client, you don't have to waste 10 to 15 minutes of asking those questions during an interview. So you're going to be more efficient. You're going to get straight to advice giving much faster. I think that's a huge element. And then what we're doing with these intake forms is we're creating what we call AI agents. That's something that's coming out very soon, where now you can proactively offer add-on services. So you could upsell a client to, let's say, a tax planning report. And it is a sequence of an intake form and human in the loop. We have you review things, but our AI will go through and analyze the data we receive from the intake forms, create proactive tax planning strategies in a report. You as the human then review, make any edits to it. You can make this a chargeable thing or use it as a lead aggregator. Totally up to you, but this is just kind of the power. But real quick, just show what an intake form is, how you would set one up, send it out.
Yep. So we have 3 preloaded in here, all ready to go for you to use. Like Lee mentioned, you can come in here and make it as long as you'd like. You can keep it short and sweet. But like with almost everything in our product suite here, it's all customizable. You can come in and select whether it's a single question, multi-answer. You can add alternative answers here. You can come back in and delete the questions you don't need, or the different parts of the form that you no longer need. But once you have it all set to go, then you just have to come down here and hit send intake form, select your customer that you'd like to send it to, or if you have a list of customers you want to send it to, you can select that list and send it all out to them all at once.
Yeah, so now you're starting to see, okay, I save 10 minutes here, I save 15 minutes here, I save 15 minutes here. That's what we say you can start saving a couple hours per client engagement if you're utilizing these tools. So let's go into a little bit of the workflow side. We do have what we call Kanban boards set up, and you can create, we have a library of like 30 different ones pre-populated, but a Kanban board is similar if you use Trello or Jira. We're using, the 80% of those tools. We're not overly sophisticated, getting too crazy, but basically you can set up a workflow, internal workflow that your staff can use that can either be automated. So when one task is finished, it moves into the next task, or it could be the traditional dragging, Kanban boards across, but we call them jobs as clients get into your boards. And this is the way you can start managing all your engagement. So go ahead and just show some of this if you could, Patrick.
Yeah, sure. So this is where you're able to come in and select from one of our templates. These are all editable too. Again, if you want to add extra steps in here, if you want to edit the steps that are in here, and then like Lee was mentioning automation, you'll notice that these say move immediately. So what that means is we'll get to this next, but what that means is if you do add an automation, you can choose the frequency as which it goes, minutes, hours, days. So you can set up any delays that you want, or you can have it move automatically. But if we get over to the workflow section again, we can take a look at one of these Kanban boards live. And what Lee was mentioning is jobs. You can see the jobs are tracked per customer across all the steps of the system.
So imagine if you had 20 active engagements going, you'll have a bunch of cards, and each card you'll know this client's in onboarding, this client's in drafting, this partner's in supervisor review. And this is how you can now manage kind of your deal flow and see, do you have a blocker somewhere? So when we talk about automations, my example, again, you could automate every single thing we have talked about so far. So meaning proposal set, the engagement, intake, setting up a to-do list, and even at the end of an engagement, sending out a review, a review request from your client. So Patrick, just kind of briefly show how you set up automations. It's up to you to decide. Do you want more sophisticated ones? Do you just want, one or two step automations? But it's a very powerful tool.
Yeah, exactly. And like we've been talking about here, this is all time saved. So once you add your customers to this Kanban board, if you have these automations set up, they're going to fire off automatically depending on the call that you have your job card on. So the way I have this one set up is I want my customers, the minute that I onboard them and get them onto this Kanban board, I wanted to send them my engagement letter and then also send out the proposal to them. Once these are signed and sent back, it's going to immediately take them over to a tax organizer. You can send a to-do list over as well. And then one of my favorites that we've added recently is being able to put a customer into a campaign. When you're busy and you've got dozens or hundreds of clients that you're working with, it maybe not always be the easiest to find time in your day to reach out to them and ask for a review from one of the great experiences you've had. You can just add them to a campaign, and that's something that we've integrated here. So you can send out a review campaign automatically, or maybe you have another job or another service rather that you want to offer these customers after they go through this. You can have whatever campaign you'd like here. But as Lee mentioned, this is stuff that you can make as complex or as simple as possible. You don't have to have all these automations. This is just an overview of what it would look like to send out one for tax prep. But yeah, this is something that's going to be the time save for you.
Yeah, and think of even just sending a thank you letter, an email thanking them at the end of an engagement and make it automated. So again, think of all the things you're doing now or not doing because you don't have the time. CountingWorks Pro can help assist you with that. All right, so that wraps up our section on streamlining. Even though a lot of that is we're going into modernizing your practice with CountingWorks Pro now, and even though a lot of those items we went through are really modern tech-enabled tools, we're now going to talk about modernizing. We're going to talk about our AI tools and then just the advantages of using us for your website, landing pages, white paper downloads, things like that. So Patrick has up right now a website of ours that is targeted to it's tax planning and it's women-based. So they are a nice professional website. They have nice professional photography. But this is where our marketing concierge can kind of work with you to get some really good results. So Patrick, if you could kind of go through maybe some examples of some websites, maybe a vertical niche page, and then maybe one with a white paper, and then we'll kind of go into a little bit about our philosophy on niching down.
Okay, no, sounds good. This is one of our VIP customers, and like you said, customized. We encourage our customers to personalize your website, make it inviting, show who you are. It just invites more trust into your business. As you can see, this is this business owner here. Page is nice and clean, super modern. So that's what we want to do when you have your marketing concierge meeting with Rebecca and I, when you go into VIP. We really want to extend that out and make sure that you understand that this is all part of the growth and the building of your business online. This is your online storefront. You want to be warm and attracting in your customers. So this is a great example of what you want to do when you're looking towards one of our sites. And as far as a niche goes, this is really nice too. This is another one of our customers that is targeting restaurants, totally customized through here, super clean. Like this is just great. This is absolutely focusing on that particular vertical. Free ebook awaits. So this is someone that's going to be able to, offer that download right here. That's another way to attract people into your site and reach out to you. You get that lead capture. They get their free ebook in this case. And then you're going to be able to reach out to that customer and see about getting, things started along with, one of your services with them. So these are great options. And again, with our VIP customers, you get some of these included with your package. And for customers who aren't VIP, you can always do it as an add-on so you're not left behind. This is something we highly recommend when it comes to niching down. And that's something we go over with your onboarding process.
Yeah, and then we have white papers as well. Can you show that?
Yeah, so this is another customer of ours, Cash Flow. So this is one of our white papers here. You go ahead and click download. It's going to be able to input your information here, immediately download that white paper for your customer to go through, which is you would spend thousands of dollars outside of CountingWorks in order to have something custom written for you and put that effort in. We've already done that work for you. Just take advantage of it. It's such a really good product to put out there.
Yeah, and the way you use these is integrating social media campaigns. You could do some boosting. You could target some groups on social media. You could target some professional organizations. And I suggest getting them as targeted as possible. This one is cash flow for entrepreneurs, consultants, contractors, and beauty professionals. I maybe would go even more vertical or deeper, maybe something that is geared towards doctors or even podiatrists for, getting real niche down. And the reason you do that is you're going to speak to these prospects much more directly. They're going to relate to you. They're going to think you have expertise that's beyond what the generalist can do. So real quick, Patrick, can you show, we do have a library of kind of pre-built landing pages, and we customize these for clients, but just to get an understanding, again, part of our VIP packages and our marketing concierge is we're going to work with you to find the best niche for you. And then if you kind of follow our advice and niche even deeper, we'll help target that and build these pages for you. The beauty, of course, is that CountingWorks Pro can manage multiple properties within one platform, which is not really available with our competition. So thank you, Patrick. This is great. We're going to now move a little bit. I'm going to talk first about niching. And the reason I'm going to do that is we talk about niching. A lot of people talk about niching, but we actually talk about niching deep. And the reason we talk about this is we feel most accounting firms, CPAs, enrolled agents, tax pros, they're very much a generalist. And what a generalist means is that you're speaking to everyone, but no one's really listening, right? You're usually overwhelmed with your workload. You're juggling clients from various industries with different needs. This lack of specialization makes it much harder for you to be truly an expert with each new client. And if you're targeting a specific client that's really focused, you're going to know all the questions to ask right away. It's going to make it easier for you to do your job. And more importantly, you're going to be able to demand a premium on your fee. So it's awesome. So we talk about the power of niching deep. I've done a podcast on this. We also have this as a blog article on CountingWorks Pro, which I think would be great for you to read. So we're going to jump into the AI tools now. And I'm going to go ahead and hit a new chat. And I'm going to talk a little bit here about some samples of what prompts, kind of some use cases. And then Abel's going to give some more examples. So what is AI tools? We kind of went into this a little bit, but It is the ability for you to basically have an AI assistant, right? So it is natural language. So meaning pretend you're having a discussion with a staff member. The more context you put into the prompts, the better the outputs. We have trained our model on our knowledge base, proprietary knowledge base. It is smarter, it is faster, it's more up to date than what a generic chatbot could do. So I think you're going to find it. Our power users are using this 20, 30 times a day. So I'm going to go through a few of the features just real quick here on the left side. This is where all of your threads would be. So these could be multiple questions or a specific client. You do have the ability to purge data. We do not train on any of your personal documents, so don't worry about that. You do have the ability to upload PDF files or that we can read and extract data or do analysis of. You can also, most websites will allow you to put a URL in here to do the same thing, meaning put the website address here. We do have some sample prompts here that you can go through, and we also have a bunch of templates that are available depending on your subscription type. So let's start with a AI request for a marketing piece. I want to write a sample, write a tax planning guide for individuals for the upcoming tax year, include common tax strategies, think about in the future possible law changes, make it educational, but emphasize the importance of consulting a professional. So I'm just going to go ahead and put something together here. So think of this as doing customized tax planning guides. You know, the old days, people are putting together kind of generic one guide fits all. Here you could set these up for various verticals. You could do things for expats and living in Italy and all kinds of things. So you can really think outside of the box. Our system is super quick. If you don't like the results, you can ask to rewrite it. You can use templates, or you can just give it advice and do a follow-up question. So that's what I mean by keep it conversational, use natural language. If you're using our AI tools, I would say you would be at least 50% more efficient per day. So think about all the use cases. This is one, a client sends in a question to you. The client's question is, hey, I've been working from home for the past year. I set up a dedicated office in my house. Hey, can I use a home office deduction? I'm not sure how it works. Can you help me? You can ask our AI tools to go ahead and respond to this directly, and it will create a nice letter that you can send back. So the criteria for qualifying for home office deductions, regularly used principal place of business, eligible expenses, documentation that you need, important considerations, and conclusion. I mean, think how valuable this would be. And if you try to do this the old way, it's going to take you a lot of research, and you got to curate all the content, right? So I'm going to give you a couple more. I thought this was interesting. I just wanted to ask it, at least the AI point of view, hey, as an established firm with 500 clients, how can I improve revenue quickly? And I thought this was an interesting use case just to see what AI thinks and how much this validates kind of what we've been talking about on the CountingWorks Pro platform. And oh my, upsell and cross-sell, increase fees. We've been talking about this. If you niche down and niche deep, you're going to be able to increase your pricing. If you're using tier pricing, using our proposal builder, you can have multiple levels, gold, silver, platinum kind of thing. Enhance client retention. How do you do that? Communicate through newsletters. Client appreciation, send thank you notes, leverage technology, automation, client portal, expand your client base, networking, online presence, talking about websites, social media, online reviews. It's almost like, AI has built CountingWorks Pro. It hasn't. But I'm just trying to show you, hey, there's a lot of real value in the way we put together our packages. And I think it's something that you can start kind of resonating how I could use this to build my own practice. So I'll leave this before I let Abel take over. I just wanted to show it can write blog articles. It can make them very personalized as well. I just asked for a 750-word blog article. I said I want it to be educational. Who am I? I'm writing it as a tax professional. What do I want it to do? I wanted to highlight the time value of money and the advantages of starting to save for a child when they are born. And then I threw in, just to see how it handles this, talk about strategies to get grandparents involved, and even some suggestions to convince others to participate in savings. Let's see if it's clever enough to come up with something. This is a little bit of a challenge, kind of an oddball request, but here it goes. Time value of money, the advantage of starting to save from child from birth, understanding it, compounding interest, obviously a huge issue, reducing your financial stress when kids get close to college, opening a 529 plan, grandparents can take advantage, custodial accounts. I think this is a huge thing, specifically with securities uncertainty. Celebrate. How do you get others to do it? So explain the benefits, educate family members, celebrate milestones. Share photos, get people involved, invested in your kids. Set up a gifting platform. Share progress. How are you doing? Create a savings challenge. This is also kind of unique things. And again, this is what how AI could be so powerful to help you figure out strategies, figure out processes, all kinds of fun stuff. But I just want to throw together kind of a few different use cases. I'm going to let Abel now take over. I'm going to stop sharing, Abel. Hopefully you are ready, and we're going to continue with some other use cases on how you can use our tools. So Abel, go ahead and take it from here.
All right, Lee, thank you for that. And so I'm going to go ahead and I already have this example here up on my screen. So I just wanted to point this out and let you know that I've put this question into the AI Copilot here, and I received a response. I asked it if I live in California, where do I mail my 2023 federal and state tax returns? So I get a response here. It tells me to mail them to Ogden, Utah, which is the correct place. If you're not mailing with a payment, you can just mail it directly to Ogden, Utah, and gives you the correct address. Now, I searched this same exact question on ChatGPT, and it gave me the address for an old IRS processing center here in California that's since been closed down. So, I just wanted to make sure that it was our information is more current, more up to date. I don't know if you have anything more to say on that, Lee.
Yeah, so I think what Abel's found a great use case to understand. The problem with generic chatbots is they are as good as the last cutoff date of their training. So let's say, for example, ChatGPT's cutoff was on October. Everything that's changed or updated since then is not going to be affected in the answers or the responses. So what we do with our tools, since we teach it in real time, we're updating, for example, a new IRS tax proposal comes out, or not an IRS tax, but let's say Congress comes up with a new legislation, and you want to update your clients on what's out there, what they're debating. You could say, hey, can you write a point of view from a business, if this legislation passes, how would it affect my client base? And our system will be smart enough that since we keep ours updated in real time, it'll be smart enough to access that data and write a really concise answer. So you just nailed why a lot of the generic chatbots are out of date. And again, we're training our data or our knowledge base on human reviewed content. So it's like having a tax analyst who's loading all the tools and training the AI agent versus kind of the Wild West of where it goes. So that's a perfect example. I appreciate that.
Absolutely. And then if you're ever unsure about a particular response, you can always click on Request Assurance Check, and our experts will review the response that you received. So there's an orange button here that you can click on whenever you're unsure of something. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and show you how to upload a file to the system and have the AI scan it and perform some type of task for you. So I'm going to go ahead and click on New Chat here. And we're going to click on the little paperclip icon, and we're going to select a tax return from my device. Click here into this box. So I'm just going to choose Captain Kirk, the astronaut from NASA. Click Upload. All right, so now that the return is uploaded into the system, I can type questions for this or ask the AI to do something for me. So I'm just going to create it's a very undetailed question, but just keep in mind that the more detailed you are, the more precise your response is going to be and tailored to what you want. But I'm just going to say create a tax plan for this tax return, and we'll send that off.
Yeah, and while it's analyzing it, as Abel was saying, it's like more context would be create a tax planning strategies around this client's tax return if their income increased 50% or 100%. It is going to extract the data and then be able to come up with that. So it can be very powerful. You do not need expensive tax planning software anymore. You can use our AI tools to do very personalized, high-end tax planning reports. It's going to be very powerful, and it's just a matter of asking the right questions and giving the proper data. So go ahead, Abel.
Yeah, so you can see that the AI has already extracted the information from the tax return. It's found the total tax, the refund, and then it's going to summarize the return, and then it's going to list all the items to consider doing. It gives you a summary at the end. You can copy this. You can tailor this to to the way that you want to communicate this information to your customer. But it does a really good job. And then just keep in mind that the information you upload to our system, it doesn't get saved anywhere. It's basically in here until you delete it. So you can always just delete one of your response here, and then it's gone from the system. It doesn't get used anywhere else. We don't train our AI data on it. It doesn't get saved. So it's much more secure than, let's say, you were uploading this information to some huge global conglomerate where who knows where the data goes and who knows who's seen it. This is within our ecosystem, and it's safe and secure here.
Yeah, I think it's important too. Don't leave this page yet, Abel, but to do this correctly, so as Abel said, he just did a real easy prompt, but he should have said, as a tax professional, I want to create a personalized tax plan for this client and their tax return. Can you extract the data and then come up with tax planning strategies based on their tax return? And in addition, can you showcase some suggestions that their income doubles or triples in the next coming years, and then how they should affect that to minimize taxes? So those are, I think, more of the context, but I think just seeing the power of how it can read a document like this, you can get it. You can go with all kinds of use cases on your own. But go ahead, Abel.
All right, and so I'm just going to show one more example. I'm going to go ahead and show you how it can analyze a financial statement. So I went to Apple's investor website, pulled their financial statements. So I'm just going to go ahead and load those in here. And I click upload. And let's see here. So I'm just going to type a simple prompt. I'm going to ask it to calculate liquidity ratios. And submit that prompt. And now it's going to scan through the documents and extract the information. So very quick, very simple to do, really fast.
Yeah, and we have a bunch of, we've mentioned this, but a bunch of different AI agents as well that are set up to do specific use cases and include intake forms so we get some more data in there. We have them for cash flow analysis, estate planning, insurance needs, retirement planning, tax planning strategies. We have a lot of different ways, and those are great tools that allow you to use it as a lead aggregation or even a chargeable service to your current clients where you could make additional income by utilizing the power of AI tools and the human in the loop review to make it so it's kind of another revenue opportunity for you. So I think we have, I hope, wowed you on some of the tools that we have. At this point, I'm going to let Abel and Patrick drop off, and I'm going to talk a little bit about what package might be right for you. And I'll go ahead and start there now. All right, that concludes our live demonstration, and hopefully you're convinced, you see the value we've communicated properly. Hopefully you can hear the passion in our voices and the excitement we are to bring you on as subscribers. We are a team that really believes in creating better financial outcomes for consumers and small business owners by connecting them with experts, expert tax and accounting firms, because we do believe in the value that you provide as well. So what do we do as far as pricing? We break it down into 4 main packages. We do offer monthly versus annual. So if you go to the pricing page, which is countingworkspro.com/pricing, you can get to the pricing page with the different levels. So we have Web Presence, Grow, Premier, Premier Plus. The majority of our clients right now are it's halfway between Grow and Premier. So I'm going to start with Web Presence. So basically the difference in our packages are going to be the amount of features or some sort of metering with the amount of users or perhaps AI credits per month. So for example, if you look at Web Presence, those that are bolded here are what are included with check marks, and then you'll see some grayed out items. And then as you go across from left to right, you'll see more check marks, so meaning Grow has 4 or more extra features. Premier has even more features, and Premier Plus is kind of the fully loaded deal. So you want to look at certain things here. How many websites do I get? So if I'm at Premier, I can get 2. If I'm at Lightning and Grow, I get 1. If I go to Premier Plus, I can get 3. And then things like landing pages. I get 1 landing page versus 3 versus 10. When we created these, we made it so the minimum that you should do is a Grow package. And that's from an SEO standpoint. We know that this gets you probably 80% of the way there. If those of you that are more power users, if you're going to have a large staff that's using a lot of AI credits, if you really want to work with the marketing concierge and get niche down and really brand your firm, almost like the ad agency level, I would suggest Premier or Premier Plus. So it breaks down into the top level is web visibility features. The second level is our AI tools. How many tokens do you get per month? What are the other add-ons there? And then we get into our front office features, which is our CRM. You want to look at how many contacts, 100 versus 300 versus unlimited. And this is how you can start figuring out which package is correct for you. We then talk about the client experience features. Again, the check marks mean it's available. More check marks means it's additional to the next package up. So most of our clients stay in the higher level packages. They do the full one system. Some clients do go to the Client Hub a la carte. We have 3 packages here, 25, 35, 50. Basically, the 50 is per user per month, and that would include all of the kind of digital workflow tools. So that's eSign, KBA, and then some of the metering items. If you're at the 35 payments level, you only get 50 versus 150 versus 10. So these are the ways you can kind of differentiate and look at the different packages. So if you have any questions, please feel free to call us at 800-442-2477, extension 3. If you want to see a live demo and talk to a strategist to kind of pick the plan, kind of have additional questions, just click the Get a Demo link at the top navigation. And one of our representatives will gladly give you a full live demo and really coach you through this. So again, we hope you have enjoyed this presentation. Thank you for spending your time with us and considering CountingWorks Pro. We look forward to having you as a client. Thank you.